Hello and good day, everyone. My name is Ananias, and this is my demo for preparation of invoices. Right, let's go to Xero. All right, so this is my Xero accounting software. Okay, now I already have logged in to a demo company, which we are going to use this as a practice company. We have some existing companies here, but we're gonna use a demo company today, right? And yeah, first and foremost is that invoicing is a very important aspect, very important aspect in your business activities because you want to know if the invoices that you've sent to your client has been read, received, and acknowledged. Okay, and the most important thing is that you want to get paid faster. All right, so you want to create a very good invoice, a very clear and concise invoice that you need to send to your client. All right, so now there are let me transfer it here. Okay, there are two ways that you can create invoice from Xero accounting. One is that the first one is that you're gonna click this button here, the cross button. If you click it, you'll find a lot of items in the drop down list here. You can transfer money, receive money, spend money, manual journal, purchase orders. You can create quotes, quotations. You can create new contacts. You can create bills for your things that you need to pay. And most importantly, you can find the invoice here. So now, the second way of creating invoice is through the business tab here. If you click the business tab, you'll find here the invoices. Okay, we're going to discuss only the invoices for this video. Okay, so I'm gonna create an invoice using the business tab. Okay, from here I'm gonna click invoices. Now I'm already in this page. You'll see a lot of invoices here which were already made as a practice. These were my practice invoices that I just created. You'll find here the drafts, the ones that I created but I need to review and finalize yet. And here I have the awaiting for approval invoices, meaning that I already have um, entered and created everything and reviewed and still waiting for an approval from an admin or from an advisor which has the access to approve these invoices. Now the next tab would be awaiting payment. It means that these invoices here were already sent to the clients and currently awaiting for payment. Okay, so from this tab here you can select and you can see which companies which invoices have not been paid yet. You can contact the clients from here so you can follow up for the payment. And yes, these are the invoices that needs to be paid. So basically this is what your bible would be as an accounts receivable or credit manager. All right, and then the next tab would be the paid invoices. All right, so these invoices that I've sent recently, that we have sent recently, means that it was already paid and it is going to be reconciled. And here would be the repeating invoices, which you can create for repeating recurring bills. So for example, electricity bills, water bills, or gas, or internet bills. Mostly, I'm using this for bills with a fixed amount. For example, internet. We have an internet package which is already fixed amount for each month. So I'm gonna prepare my invoices here. But now I'm going to show you the new invoice, how to create a new invoice, right? So from scratch. Like for example, today we're going to create an invoice for a particular project. Means that we're having a job, we're having a contractual job to for a renovation, for example, or improvement for a certain client, right? So now I'm gonna create an invoice here. I'm gonna create new invoice, all right? And then, sorry for the internet. All right, now I click the new invoice, and the first thing that you'll see here is the two. This is the client's name here. So I'm gonna put the company name, for example, let's say um, ABPA, ABPA, for example. I don't know what company is that, but anyway, they are your client. And the next thing you already have, since you already have input the company name, you're going to put the issue date. Now, from the issue date, the Xero automatically picks up the date, the current date means that today, right? But sometimes you need to create an invoice which is already a backdated invoice, or maybe you want to put an invoice, prepare an invoice for next week, which is going to be 25. It depends. What is your purpose, or what is that invoice all about? So I'm just going to show you to prepare an invoice that is current, the one that we had just today, and we will prepare this invoice with today's date, and then next would be the due date. The due date, the system would automatically pick up the date for today as well, which is going to due today. But in most cases, it doesn't happen that the company would send you an invoice for the same day, unless it is going to be paid cash upfront, right? Or cash or credit card, or the client wants to pay it today, so no problem. You can put the date today. And but definitely you cannot choose the date for a previous day if it is a real invoice. I mean, you have the access here, but you should not, because what's the point of creating an invoice which has the due date of yesterday or the previous week? So I'm gonna choose the date which suits me. Like for example, I'm reconciling the bank statements every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I'm gonna create the due date that is within these days, right? So 26, because I want to receive a payment at least one day before the last day of my reconciliation, so I can apply the payment if I receive it, right? So I'm gonna put it September 26. Anyway, you can put any dates there. And then the next one would be the invoice number. You don't have to worry about this, because this invoice number is system generated. The Xero accounting system already picked up this number. This is a series of numbers actually. This is sequential. So the invoice now is numbered 1050. It means that the previous one was 1049. So you don't have to worry about this. The system would automatically pick up this data. And then the next one would be reference. The reference is anything that you want to write here just for you to remember, or for the client, whatever he wants to put here as a reference for anything. Like for example, this project that we're doing is for um, patio renovation, for example. Yeah, so patio renovation. And now we have these parts here completed. The next thing would be, this is a very important part, the online payments option. Now you already have set up from before, upon creating this, upon setting up your Xero systems, the online banking systems, or whatever payments systems that you have. Like for example, bank details, you want your clients to pay you through bank transfer, or PayPal or credit card, or anything that suits you. for example, here in the Philippines, we're using GCash most of the time, so I can put my GCash number here, and payments would be uh, paid through GCash, right? Next would be the currency. Now, since our demo company is located in Australia, the Xero system automatically picks up the currency Australian dollars, right? Australian dollars. But anyway, you can change this currency here to any currency that suits you or as the business demands, right? So that's not a problem. This thing here, this currency here would be chosen directly by default by Zero system. The next thing would be branding theme. This theme is to be created for special projects or very customizable invoices. Like, for example, if you have a client that wants to see something on their invoice, any specific details that you need to put there, or logo or anything, you need to use this branding theme, which is you can create from the settings of Zero, right? But at this time, I'm just gonna show you how to prepare a standard invoice. So we're gonna use the standard invoicing theme, right? Okay, so now everything here in this part is already done. I'm going to enter now the items that is going to be used, right? I'm going to use, for example, let's say, okay, this one, development work, developer on site per day. Okay, this is the one. All right, now the quantity is one. You already have this description here. The quantity is one. You can, by the way, you can add descriptions here if you wish, like patio renovation. You may put the address, for example. Let's say um, Sydney, Sydney office of ABBA, right? Sydney office. All right. Next would be the quantity. The quantity would be one by default, but if it depends how many services that you provided. But particularly, we only have one, right? One service. The price would be 650 by default because this is what you have included in your inventory when you're setting up the item and the inventory side and the products and the product side, right? Products and services side. But if you have agreed with the guest, the client, that you're supposed to bill them only 600, let's say, you can change the price here. You don't need to go back to the products and services page and change the item, the amount there, because this amount of $600, 600 Australian dollars, is not the default price. So this is just a special price for your guest, your customer, right? Okay. Then these invoices would go to which account in your chart of account, right? So it goes to sales, other revenue, interest, or anything. Now, since your company is selling various items, tangible items like sports items or whatever, you can go directly to sales because this sales is already connected to a sub group, which is the cost, which is attached with the cost of goods that is sold, right? So, but this time you're invoicing for a service, so maybe you can put it to other revenue. It depends with your company policy how you will treat this kind of revenue. All right. The next thing would be the tax rate. Mostly, I don't want to change this one because most of my items were already um, net from the taxes. So I'm not gonna change this one if the item is here is the cost of goods or taxable goods. So I'm gonna change this, for example, to GST free income. So Up to you. Whatever is the suited for you, for your company, the policy of your company, right? So I'm gonna put it here, free of GST free income, right? Okay, fine. Next would be the region. In Australia, there are four regions that they set it here. It's up to you if it is going to be used or not. That is just another description part here. We're not gonna choose anything there, and the project would be, yeah, we already have written it here, pass your renovation, so don't need to put anything there. Um, the next thing would be the amount, right? So that's the same amount here as the price, because we did not, the taxes would not go there at this time, right? So if you're gonna, let me move my face away from this total, okay? And now you'll see that subtotal here is $600, 600 Australian dollars, right? And you'd be wondering, where is the tax? Where did the tax go? Okay, so because you put it here that it's, the tax rate must be free from income, right? If you're gonna include a tax here, we'll see GST on income, right? Now automatically the system calculates for a 10% from the price amount, right? So the 10% comes here, it will be added to the total of the invoice, right? Okay, let's assume that this is the correct way. Okay, and then now your invoice is already done as per your entries here. And what we're gonna do is that, let's suppose that you are not permitted to, you don't have the permission to approve any invoices. You're just a, you are only the clerk and or the bookkeeper, which who's not supposed to approve any invoices before sending it. We can close, save this and close, right? Okay, so we'll save this and close, and we'll see where it will go. Save and close. Now you save that particular invoice. I'm gonna move my face away again, this way. Now you have that particular invoice here in the drafts, right? Because the draft, these are the invoices that you have prepared and needs to be reviewed and approved by the approver. Okay, so what you're gonna do is that if now, for example, I am the different person now, I am the approver of this particular invoice, I'm gonna click this, I'm gonna review, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna see that it is already perfect. So what I'm gonna do, okay, just wait for a few seconds. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna review this and I'm gonna approve it by email. Approve it and send it by email, right? Everything is done correctly. Very good, Ananias. You're going to approve this and send it by email. All right. Now, from this window, you will have like the email template, which says here, here is your invoice for Australian dollar 660 and amount for whatever. Okay. So I'm gonna send this, for example, I'm gonna send this to myself now. Um, nanyas.bridriho@gmail.com. Okay, so this is the invoice for that particular client, right? Okay, so now I'm gonna send me a copy, all right? Just for me to double check later on if I did not make any other mistakes. Okay, we cannot see it from here. Okay, this. Okay, now it's already prepared and invoice is already attached. I'm gonna send this to the client. All right. So now invoices were sent to the um, particular company for a particular client. You'll see it here. Now, where you will see that after you're sending it, right? You go back to the invoices, and then you will see, you will not see it here anymore because I already approved it. You'll see it here in the awaiting payments tab. See, it's here, right? It's here. It's here. So if the invoice has been paid already, it will appear here in your paid tabs, and you can reconcile it later on from the bank reconciliation, from the bank reconciliation tabs here, bank accounts. All right, so that's it. That's the way how we prepare invoice. It's a very simple steps, and there are so many ways, as I said, so many ways how to send your invoices, how to prepare your invoices for your client. All right. So thank you so much and have a good day. And this is Ananias. Thank you.